Is Cedric Maxwell one of the most underrated Celtics legends? The man nicknamed Cornbread led Boston to an NBA championship, but his journey has been far from simple. Was he really as good as his MVP Finals trophy suggests? Let's take a deep dive into his career to find out. Maxwell's game was gritty, clutch, and often misunderstood. But while he was dazzling on the court, his career wasn't without controversy. A dispute with the press, sexist remarks, and a contentious relationship with Larry Bird. These all painted a more complex picture of a man whose talent couldn't be denied. Today, we're going to break it all down. When the pressure was highest in the 1981 NBA Finals against the Houston Rockets, Cedric Maxwell didn't just participate, he dominated. His standout performance earned him the Finals MVP award, cementing his reputation as a clutch player who thrived when the stakes were highest. His 28-point, 15-rebound Game 5 performance was the pinnacle of his Finals contribution, showcasing his ability to take over when it mattered most. Maxwell wasn't just a sidekick to Bird, he was the one who stepped up when it mattered most, earning him the coveted MVP award despite being overshadowed by bigger names. His 1981 Finals stats, averaging 16.1 points and 7.4 rebounds per game with an impressive 58.0% shooting from the field, showed just how valuable he was in high-pressure situations. Before joining the NBA, Maxwell had already proven his worth at the University of North Carolina at Charlotte. He led the 49ers to an NCAA Final Four appearance in 1977, earning recognition as the Sun Belt Player of the Year and a third-team All-American. His jersey number 33 was retired by UNC Charlotte in the same year, acknowledging his significant impact on the program. Maxwell's college success positioned him as a promising NBA prospect. Maxwell was a perfect complement to his teammates in the Celtics dynasty. Known for his effective play in the low post, he utilized fakes to draw defenders and create high-percentage shots, often drawing fouls. His preferred weapons were a jump hook near the basket and shots against the glass, rarely taking outside jumpers. This style meshed wonderfully with the offensive strengths of teammates like Larry Bird and Tiny Archibald, contributing to Boston's balanced and formidable attack. The Boston Celtics selected Maxwell with the 12th overall pick in the 1977 NBA draft. Though his rookie season showed promise, with averages of 7.3 points and 5.3 rebounds per game, it was his second season that truly established him as a force. In 1978-79, before Bird's arrival, Maxwell averaged an impressive 19.0 points and 9.9 rebounds per game, showcasing his potential as a cornerstone player. Maxwell's clutch gene resurfaced during the 1984 NBA Finals against the Los Angeles Lakers. In the decisive Game 7, he scored 24 points, a critical contribution to the Celtics' victory. Before this crucial game, he famously told his teammates to "climb on my back, boys," a statement that epitomized his confidence and willingness to take responsibility in key moments. During this series, Maxwell's colorful personality was on full display when he mocked Lakers forward James Worthy's free throw struggles in overtime of Game 4, walking across the lane with his hands around his own neck, a gesture indicating choking. In the 23 playoff games of the 1984 championship run, Maxwell averaged 11.9 points and 5.2 rebounds, once again proving his value when it counted. Throughout his playoff career, which spanned 102 games, Maxwell maintained solid averages of 10.9 points and 5.4 rebounds, further establishing himself as a reliable postseason performer. During the 1982-83 NBA season, Maxwell made a bold decision that reflected his strong principles. He refused to speak to the media. This wasn't a case of being difficult. It was a stand against what he perceived as media intrusion into his personal life. In his book, If These Walls Could Talk, Maxwell explained, "I was disappointed that some of the media had gone into my personal life and was talking about the birth of my first child, Shemika, who was born before Renee and I got married. Then they started to go back and forth about how much money I was making and all that stuff. My personal life is personal. I have a private life, and it didn't seem like that stuff was newsworthy." This period of silence underscored a tension between public figures' desire for privacy and the media's interest in their lives beyond the court. The scrutiny over his first child's birth and his finances led Maxwell to withdraw from media interactions for an entire season, a significant move for a prominent player on a high-profile team. In February 2007, while serving as a radio color commentator for Celtics broadcasts, Maxwell made highly controversial and sexist remarks about NBA referee Violet Palmer. during a game between the Celtics and the Houston Rockets. Unhappy with Palmer's officiating, Maxwell told listeners that Palmer should go back to the kitchen and make me some bacon and eggs, would you? These comments drew immediate and widespread condemnation. Jason Wolf, vice president of A&M Programming and Operations for Entercom, owner of WEEIAM, the station broadcasting the game, called Maxwell's remarks a poor attempt at humor and stated that the company did not condone them. Maxwell subsequently issued an on-air apology during the next Celtics broadcast on WEEIAM before a game against the New York Knicks. His apology included the statement, "If I said anything that might have been insensitive or sexist in any way, then I apologize because she worked extremely hard to get where she is now," end of quote. He also acknowledged the situation had become a firestorm. The apology itself was criticized by some as half-baked and mealy-mouthed. However, Bird quickly earned his respect by outperforming him in practice. Despite their different personalities, Maxwell described Bird as someone who wanted to hunt, smoke cigarettes, and drink beer, activities Maxwell didn't partake in. They formed a great partnership on the court, driven by a shared desire to win. Together, they were key components of the Celtics teams that won championships in 1981 and 1984. In a podcast, Maxwell also recounted Larry Bird's reaction when informed about the potential trade that would bring Bill Walton to the Celtics, which ultimately led to Maxwell's departure. When asked his opinion on a Walton for Maxwell deal, Bird reportedly said, "Let's do it." Maxwell felt that by that point, Bird had had enough of me, and I'd had enough of being in Boston. Maxwell has expressed a desire to reconcile with Bird, stating, "Any water that is under the bridge, I want to put that water under the bridge." This lingering tension reflects the complexities that can arise between former teammates, especially when public commentary and past grievances intersect. Maxwell's story is one of talent, drama, and unforgettable moments. He was a clutch performer who led the Celtics to victory in critical moments, but his legacy is more complex due to his off-court controversies. From his stunning performance in the 1981 NBA Finals to the challenges he faced in the public eye, Cedric Maxwell remains a figure who divides opinion. Was he a Celtics legend? Absolutely. But as with many legends, the true story isn't always as simple as it seems. His career statistics include 10,465 points, 12.5 points per game, 5,261 rebounds, 6.3 rebounds per game, and 1,862 assists, 2.2 assists per game, over 835 regular season games. After 8 seasons with the Celtics, 1977 to 1985, he played for the Los Angeles Clippers, 1985 to 1987, and the Houston Rockets, 1987 to 1988, retiring after the 1987 to 88 season. In recognition of his contributions, the Boston Celtics retired his number 31 jersey on December 15, 2003. After retiring as a player, Maxwell briefly coached the Long Island Surf of the United States Basketball League in 1996, before transitioning into broadcasting. Since 2001, he has served as the color commentator for Celtics radio broadcasts, primarily on WBZ-FM, 98.5 The Sports Hub, alongside play-by-play announcer Sean Grande. The duo, popularly known in Boston as Grande and Max, has become a well-regarded broadcasting team. At 69 years old, Maxwell's legacy remains a complex tapestry woven with on-court brilliance, particularly his 1981 NBA Finals MVP award with the Boston Celtics, and off-court incidents that sometimes overshadowed his athletic achievements. His journey from collegiate star to NBA champion to broadcaster with both success and controversy makes Cedric "Cornbread" Maxwell one of basketball's most fascinating figures. A man whose impact on the court was undeniable, but whose complete story requires a deeper understanding of both his triumphs and his human flaws.